valley of Kashmir, some say, was once a vast lake. Archaeological finds and geological researches seem to confirm it. Fish fossils and shells, however, are not the only evidences of the gigantic reservoirs that existed here in the past. Majestic lakes, the Dal, Manasbal, Nagin, Achar, and Vular remind us constantly of the watery past. Water is where life began, and it is water that sustains human life. The flowing water of rivers symbolizes passage of time, vitality, and change. And still pools and ponds have inspired men from times immemorial to look inwards, to pensively ponder the riddle of existence. The 5 major lakes in Kashmir are connected by wonderful waterways, and it is difficult to resist their temptation. Even today, as in centuries past, countless persons, men and women, young and old, cross over from one lake to another as a matter of necessity or in pursuit of pleasure. Today, we invite you to join our 3 other guests for a trek around the 5 lakes in Shikaras, as the Kashmiri boats are called, savoring exceptional natural beauty and encountering unprecedented problems of environmental conservation. The loveliest part of the Dal is perhaps the Nagin, the jewel, considered by many a separate lake. It is indeed set like a precious, sparkling stone in a ring amidst the circle of trees. Its crystalline beauty is breathtaking. Dal and Nagin have aptly been described as a kaleidoscope of color. Six kilometers long and 3 kilometers wide, Dal is a spring-fed lake, perhaps the most famous in Kashmir. Many islets dot the lake. The most famous islet is known as Char Chinari. Dal Lake is a favorite of water sports enthusiasts. The placid pool is ideal for skiing, surfing, and swimming.
How she will be
Moored along its banks are the unique floating homes, the houseboats. We leave the Dal through one of the locks and head for the river Jhelum. As we glide past, we see a wide variety of architectural styles along the river Jhelum, standing testimony to the cultural synthesis which the Kashmiris have accomplished almost effortlessly. The 9 bridges on the river are a characteristic feature of the city. Habba Kadal, named after a famous Kashmiri poetess Habba Khatun, is one of these. The route we took is a little different, meandering a little more along a loop in the Jhelum. We are constrained to take the alternative because of major repair work on Nala Amir Khan. This canal connects the Dal with the backwaters of Achar. Heavy traffic has necessitated its deepening. We are now in Gilsar, one of the backwaters of Achar Lake. These backwaters are important in the life of the local people. Weeds here are not considered a nuisance, but are collected as manure and fuel. Ironically, the willow, which lends beauty to the lake and provides valuable fuel and fodder, also threatens to destroy the lake. These trees tend to collect earth and increase the sedimentation dangerously. The heart-shaped ore called chappu is unique to Kashmir. A short journey brings us to Achar. The lake provides the most picturesque environs for the Sher-e-Kashmir Medical Institute, which provides advanced medical treatment and research facilities. Not too far off is the picturesque spot, Khidarbun. A unique monument stands amidst the Jhelum, augmented by the waters of Sindh, a small river. A temple surrounds a chinar tree, quite an unusual sight. It was here that part of the mortal remains of Pandit Nehru and Srimati Gandhi were consigned to the water in the land of their ancestors. As we approach Manasbal, we can feel a palpable meditative aura. Manasbal is the deepest lake in Kashmir. Lotuses bloom in profusion during the summer months, and the variety of colorful aquatic birds adds to the attraction of Manasbal. Manasbal is different from the other lakes as it is not fed by any stream and, like the mind, energizes itself from its own sources, invisible mainsprings. The lake has become a metaphor, a mirror reflecting the inner life, a representation of the universal mind. At Manasbal, we decided to camp for the night. On a quiet evening, as the sun sets, the haunting melodies of Kashmiri folk music perhaps draws inspiration from this. Many Kashmiri folk songs celebrate its awe-inspiring beauty. These songs resonate with mystic echoes. Perception is sharpened even as the body relaxes.
Dappled shade green on green, stirred at the river's edge by gentle breezes. Patterns of waving willow soft against the darker trunks, or grey young stems their feet in water. Neat rows or random, mysterious, beckoning invitation to unknown places. More dappled shade. The willows flutter briefly. Inverted mountains shatter. Reform till glistening bodies, children's laughter break the mirrored images.
Nature, it seems, is preparing us for what is to follow. Tempestuous, rugged fascination of the wooler. Wooler is the largest freshwater lake in India and is spread over an area of 125 square kilometers. It draws excess water from the Jhelum and acts as a natural flood reservoir. It is a lake of many moods, from a blushing, subdued maiden to a fiery, tempestuous fury, perpetually windswept. Wooler depicts Dame Nature untamed. It is suddenly transformed into a raging sea. Wooler may not have been tamed, but it has been scarred badly. Encroachments, congestion, and pollution are major problems. Water trekking, we must not forget, is not merely a sport. Expeditions like this are momentous journeys into our innermost recesses. We owe it to ourselves and to posterity to preserve and protect this invaluable natural heritage.
Quieter now along the banks the willow's shade hides, reveals. A startled flash of blue seeks further refuge. Tiny sparks of flame hover by leaf and branch. At night, no shade except is cast by flickering fire. 1,000,000 stars impress eternity. Unknowingness.